Chicago, it's time to get loud and say it with me. This is Monster Jam. So let's kick things off here tonight with the JCB Racing competition. This is a bracket-style elimination tournament where our drivers will be facing off head-to-head. We're going to follow the bracket from round one onto the semifinals and eventually onto the racing finals where the fastest two will compete not only for the racing win, but the first 8 points towards the overall event championship. So, who's ready for JCB Racing? What a matchup we have right out of the gate. It is father versus son. Up first, John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity. And there's his opponent, John Zimmer Sr., Uproar. Your winner, Terminal Velocity. In the matchup of father versus son, Junior gets the win. Terminal Velocity moving on to the semifinal round, and that means John Zimmer Sr. has an early exit here at JCB Racing. Coming up next, MJ Solario, El Toro Loco. And his opponent, Tyler Meninga, Grave Digger. Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, El Toro Loco. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of that first matchup is El Toro Loco, and I know you all saw what I saw, which was Gravedigger cross the finish line first. However, Gravedigger made contact with that gray turn pole that you see on the video board right now. One of the rules here in Chicago-style racing is if you crush, displace, or make any contact with that turn pole, you will be disqualified, and that means your opponent will move on. So some bad luck there for Gravedigger, some great luck for El Toro Loco as MJ Solorio is moving on to the semifinal round. Meanwhile, coming up next, it's a showdown of brother versus sister. Up first, it's Michaela Toluchka, Megalodon. And her opponent, Brandon Toluchka, Just Get Her Done. There's your winner, Just Get Her Done. They ran a good race, but in the end, it was older brother getting the better of little sister as the win goes to Just Get Her Done 2 and Brandon Toluchka. Final matchup of round number 1. Up first, it's Jamie Sullivan and Monster Mutt Dalmatian. There's her opponent, Tony Oaks, Thunder Roaris. Your winner, Thunder Roaris. And just like that, we are down to the final 4 here in JCB Racing. Before we get underway, let's take a quick look back and remind everybody of how we got here in round number 1. Race number 1, Terminal Velocity defeated Uproar. Then it was El Toro Loco taking down Gravedigger by way of disqualification. After that, we saw Just Get Her Done 2 get the victory over Megalodon. And for a moment ago, it was Thunder Roaris defeating Monster Mutt Dalmatian. That sets up the semifinals here on a Saturday night in Chicago.
Chicago, welcome to the semifinal round of JCB Racing. We started out with 8 superstars and now we're down to the fastest 4. But we're looking for those fastest 2 that want those 8 crucial points towards the overall event championship here tonight. So Chicago, who's ready for more adrenaline and more JCB Racing?
We've got a great matchup starting us off. It's El Toro Loco versus Terminal Velocity. Your winner, El Toro Loco. To the victor go the spoils right there. Although El Toro Loco was going to cross the finish line first regardless, terminal velocity also strikes the turn pole. And if you look down on the track, you can see the tire mark of where he was able to run over that turn pole. So either way, the victory was going to go to MJ Solorio as he moves on to the finals. Now he can sit atop center pod and await a challenger for those first 8 points. But we've got unfinished business here in the semifinals as it's going to be Thunder Roris versus Just Get Her Done 2. Your winner, Thunder Roris. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the JCB Racing Finals. We have an unbelievable matchup on our hands, and for the third time in 3 tries, we are going to see a different racing winner from what we've seen so far this weekend. It's also the first ever matchup between these two competitors in the racing finals in their careers. So, are you ready to meet your final contenders? Coming up first from Paso Robles, California, MJ Solorio, El Toro Loco. And his opponent from Clarion, Pennsylvania, Tony Oaks, Thunder Roris. Your winner, El Toro Loco. What a race, what a round of racing, what a night for the man atop center pod. That is the first career racing finals win for MJ Solorio, your racing winner, El Toro Loco.
You know, it's pretty awesome to be able to stand in this pod with you right now. Your first JCB Racing final win in your career. MJ, congratulations, man.
Oh, man, this feels awesome. Like you said, it's my first head-to-head JCB Racing win in my career, and it was not easy. I had Tyler Menninga, the reigning World Finals Freestyle champion, first round. Man, it did not get easier from there. Coming out of the final round, one of my best buddies, Tony Oaks. Man, I am speechless right now, Chicago. I'm shaking. That is the first time I've gone head-to-head and made all the rounds and came out on top. And I'm going to remember this forever. This one stays right here with you guys right here, Rosemont.
That's just the first competition, MJ. You got the first 8 points of the night. Is it all uphill from here and getting an overall event championship here tonight, especially with the Great Clips 2 Wheel Skills Challenge coming up next?
You know, like I always say, you got to be consistent to come out on top with that championship. And I tell you what, there's no more being consistent than right there in racing. But I'm going to do my best to ride that energy all the way up into the pinnacle of freestyle. This truck already does not look pretty. I'm coming for that scoreboard tonight here, Rosemont. Let's get to it.
Chicago, give it up for MJ Solorio and El Toro Loco.
Of course, a huge congratulations goes out to that man, MJ Solorio. He is still in his rookie year of Monster Jam, capturing his first ever finals win. He's coming off of his first ever overall event championship last weekend, so it has been a wild ride for him. Let's take our first look up at the video board. And of course, when you win racing, you're going to find yourself right at the top with 8 points. He is followed by Thunder Roris with 7 points. After that, we've got a tie for third, Just Get Her Done, and Terminal Velocity, 4 points apiece. And then we've got another deadlock, this one of the 4-way variety. It's Gravedigger, Megalodon, Monster Dalmatian, and Uproar. They have a little bit more work to do. They've got 2 points each. Coming up next, it is the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge, where our drivers have 2 attempts to dazzle you with their best trick on just 2 wheels. This is where you're going to see some of the most technical moves in our sport put on full display. You may even see a move that you have never seen before. That's all coming up next in the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge.
Man, oh man, what an action-packed first competition. Did you like that?
Yeah.
You thought that the winner was going to win, right? Did you like that El Toro Loco one?
Yeah.
Well, I just got to say, since you're wearing a Gravedigger shirt, don't worry because we still have 3 more competitions. But now that I have you here, what is your name?
Christian.
And how old are you, Christian?
8.
8. Okay. And now that you're wearing a Gravedigger shirt, I want to know, is Gravedigger your favorite truck?
Huh?
Is Gravedigger your favorite truck?
Yes.
Ooh, then this is going to be great because you're about to do your own race. You're going to play Truckin' Pals Racing. How that works is you're going to look up at the video board. We have 3 trucks. El Toro Loco, that just won in real life, Gravedigger, and Megalodon. Who do you think is going to win this race?
Gravedigger.
Gravedigger. Chicago, do you agree with him? Do you think Gravedigger's going to win this race? Ooh, who thinks El Toro Loco's going to win this race? Do we have any Megalodon fans? All right, Christian, let's see if Gravedigger can manage to win this race. El Toro Loco looks ready. Gravedigger got his headlights on. And look at those shark teeth ready to go. Here we go. Oh, Gravedigger's in the front. Oh, boy, no, he's falling behind. El Toro Loco's taking the lead. Oh, Megalodon's neck and neck with him. I don't know, Christian. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? All right. Good job, Christian. Yes, Gravedigger is your winner. And because you guessed it right, I'm giving you this awesome Gravedigger plushie.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Are you ready for more?
Yeah.
You're excited for more?
Yeah.
Rosemont, are you guys ready for more? Well, stick around because we got a lot more Monster Jam.
You won't have to stick around that much longer because without further ado, we're going to get underway with our second competition, the aforementioned Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge. I mentioned before that the drivers have 2 attempts to dazzle you with their best moves on 2 wheels. And for more on how you're going to take part in this competition, let's kick it right back down to Karina. Karina, what do you got for us?
That is right, John. Chicago, it is your time to shine. We're going to need your help to determine who will win the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge by having those smartphones handy and heading over to judgeszone.com. You will enter the code ROS and click that submit button. And as soon as you see that big old BKT tire on your screen, slide it up or down to the number of your choosing, and we'll accumulate your scores into one single number that will be awarded to that driver for that competition. Now remember, you have to keep all that criteria that John mentioned in mind because that's what you're going to need in order to score for this competition. Now Chicago, who's ready to get tricky with the Great Clips 2-Wheel Skills Challenge?
Coming up first, John Zimmer, Uproar.
off to a hot start with John Zimmer in Uproar. All right, Chicago, you know what to do. It's time to scan the QR code and head on over to judgeszone.com.
That first attempt didn't exactly go his way, but he makes up for it in a big way with that second attempt, that reverse wheelie, walking it across the pod, really hopping that Monster Jam truck all the way across the pod, and that is not easy to do. Those trucks weigh 12,000 pounds each. So, for the first time here tonight, let's see what you came up with for Uproar. 5.721, that is your score to beat. Here comes Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger.
Time to get your scores locked in for Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger. It's time to use the code ROS at judgeszone.com and get your scores locked in.
Tyler Menninga, the former two-wheel world champion at Monster Jam World Finals. Even though the bicycle and that sidewall donut attempt is so difficult to do, it's become almost automatic for Tyler. That's how good he is on maintaining balance on just two wheels, but comes up a little short of what he was trying to execute right there. Still two very good attempts, but I think if you ask Tyler, not exactly what he was going for. Meanwhile, score to beat, 5.721. Your score for Gravedigger is a 6.371. We will have a new leader. Coming up next, Michaela Toluchka, Megalodon.
Let's see those shark bites for Michaela Toluchka in Megalodon. Chicago, it's time to score now at judgeszone.com and use the code ROS.
Michaela Toluchka going for that forward popper into that nose wheelie, that handstand on the pod in her first attempt. Doesn't get it locked in the way she would want. And then the second attempt, she goes for the bicycle. That's a new trick she's been working on. It's been getting better and better. Now the question becomes, did she do enough in that run to take over the top spot and pull it away from Gravedigger? Let's find out. She did not. She will end in third place for now with a 4.031. Up next, we're going to see Jamie Sullivan and Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
She's sniffing for bones out on the track. It is Jamie Sullivan, Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Chicago, if you would like to throw this puppy a treat, it's time to lock your scores in now.
A well-deserved ovation right there for Jamie Sullivan. And honestly, to this point, that is the most complete run we have seen from start to finish of any of our competitors. Really getting that Monster Jam truck on the nose, showing love to both sides of the arena. Let's remind everybody of the score to beat, 6.371. The score for Dalmatian is... That is more than enough to be a brand new leader and a brand new score to beat. Looking to make it 2 wins in a row, MJ Solorio, El Toro Loco. Look at the control right there from MJ Solorio. Plus the onboard camera giving you a live look inside the cab as El Toro Loco is frozen on top of the pod. He still has one attempt to go.
Putting it on its horns, it is MJ Solorio, El Toro Loco. Chicago, if you want to help MJ Solorio out, it's time to lock your scores in now for him at judgeszone.com.
MJ Solorio putting together a very good night. And there's the big ovation to go along with it. He's already won the racing competition, looking to make it 2 wins in a row. Getting that Monster Jam truck on its nose from 2 different positions. First the forward popper, then the stoppie. Now, your scores. It's a good score, but only enough for second place here today. Score to beat still with Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Take a look at the super glue glued to the action replay. You can see the balance was put on full display by MJ Solorio, holding that Monster Jam truck up like a handstand. Up next, John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity.
Getting tricky with it out on the track, it's John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity. Chicago scoring is now open, and you know what to do. Scan that QR code on the video board.
John Zimmer Jr. showing you why he was once Monster Jam Rookie of the Year and why he earned the chance to compete in the 2-wheel World Championship and World Finals last season. The balance there, the effort, really lack of effort. He's making it look so smooth, effortless out there on the track. But now, was it enough to give him the top spot? Let's see your scores. 8.195, still not enough. Third place for now for Terminal Velocity. Here's Brandon Taluchka, just get her done.
Let's get those scores locked in for Brandon Telushka. Just get her done 2. Scoring is now open at judgeszone.com, so when you see that BKT tire, slide it up or down.
Chicago, all I could say is almost. We almost saw a spectacular save. As it was a wild ride. He was on 2 wheels on the nose, then on 1 wheel, balancing on basically the front bumper, if you can picture it, of the Monster Jam truck. And then it looked like he was going to be able to roll it all the way over, but he couldn't quite do it. Let's see your scores. 7.823. Good score, but only enough for 4th place.
All right, so we're going to play a quick little game with someone that was just watching from the sidelines. So what is your name?
Ravi.
And what is your name?
Love.
I love that. How old are you, bud?
5.
5. So what you and Dad are going to do, you're going to play a quick game with me, okay? It is called Name That Truck. So what we're going to do is, you see that video board all the way up there? Yeah. We're going to put up a picture, and I want you to guess what that truck is before the whole screen is filled up, okay?
Okay.
Okie dokie. Let's put up the picture and let's name that truck. Okay, I see some green and purple. Oh, you know what it is? What is it?
Grave digger.
Grave digger. Let's see if you got it right. Let's fill in that puzzle. And you got it right. Good job, bud. And for getting it right and being awesome, I'm giving you a Megalodon plushie. Thank you for playing with me.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. Stick around because we still got a lot more Great Clips 2 Wheel Skills Challenge coming your way.
Take a quick look at the Great Clips 2 Wheel Skills Challenge leaderboard. You're going to find 1 space left for our final competitor. You're going to find Monster Mutt Dalmatian right at the top, over a full point better than the next best competitor. Here he is, Tony Oaks, Thunder Roris.
the T-Rex on its nose. It's Tony Oaks, Thunderosaurus. Chicago, it is time to get your scores locked in for Tony Oaks and Thunderosaurus.
It's going to come down to your scores, of course. It's going to come down to Thunderosaurus versus Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Jamie Sullivan currently sitting in the lead, looking for her second win in this competition in a row, going back to earlier this afternoon. Believe it or not, Tony Oaks, who is so good in this competition, still looking for his first win on the weekend. Did he do it right here, right now? We are about to find out as Tony even anxiously looks on. The score to beat, a pretty big one, 9.536. Your score for Thunderosaurus is Tony gives the salute. He will say good enough. Second place with a score over 9, and that means that your winner is Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
Chicago, make some noise for your Great Clips two-wheel skills winner, Jamie Sullivan and Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Congratulations on the victory. You know, tough competition out here, but you got it done. The Chicago fans love you tonight, Jamie.
Oh yeah, no, that was a blast out there. You know, I knew I had to come out here and do something crazy, and getting to walk the puppy up the pod, it was so awesome. You know, this puppy loves to go for some walks, so definitely awesome. You know, Tony, Tyler, all of these drivers, they're so incredible. So to be able to compete with them is awesome. And you know what? To come out with the win, that's even better.
Still got more wins to go. Sky Wheelies is coming up next. You ready for that?
Oh yeah, I'm excited. Are you guys ready for the Sky Wheelies competition?
Make some noise for Jamie Sullivan and Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
It has been an unbelievable start to the event for two of our competitors, namely MJ Solorio and El Toro Loco, took the racing win, and of course Jamie Sullivan and Monster Mutt Dalmatian, who walks away with her second two-wheel win of the day. Right now we have hit halftime. It is the perfect time to get out of your seat, stretch your legs, walk around the concourse like some of the folks who just passed behind me, but don't go too far because we are coming right back with more Monster Jam. And while we have a second, take a look up at the video board for some very special VIP fan messages.
All right, Chicago, welcome back to the second portion of Monster Jam. And before we bring out our 8 superstars, we're going to introduce you to 4 new superstars, the superstars of Freestyle Motocross. And I remember, here at Monster Jam, we only have one rule. The louder you get, the higher they fly. So let's get ready to meet our 4 Freestyle Motocross superstars.
So Chicago, you heard Karina. She said, the louder you cheer, the higher they're gonna fly. And the more tricks you're gonna see here tonight. So every time our Freestyle Motocross superstars touch this ramp, I need to hear you make some noise! That was Brendan Reardon. Here comes Nick Desmond. Coming up next on the Monster Jam track is Mr. Greg Duffy. And last but certainly not least, it's TJ Tiffany. Now, Chicago, I've heard you be louder tonight. Let me hear ya. Here comes Nick Desmond. Let's see what he's got. Freestyle Motocross only here at Monster Jam. Here comes Greg Duffy. Lazy Boy by TJ Tiffany. Backflips back to back by Greg Duffy and TJ Tiffany. Chicago, do you want to see some more? It is time for the best trick competition here tonight. These 4 riders are going to come out here one at a time, and they're going to perform their very best trick that they have chosen for you fans here tonight. Now, after each one is complete, you're going to have 20 seconds to score their run by going to judgeszone.com using the code ROS. So you guys ready? Chicago, are you ready for the best trick competition?
That sounds about right, Chicago. Let's kick this competition off with our first competitor, Brandon Reardon. Brandon Reardon is 28 years old and he's riding out of Jacksonville, Florida. He has 24 years of riding experience and he holds the 2017 ISDE gold medal. Let's see what he's got for you tonight, Chicago. Make some noise!
Looks like he went for the cliffhanger. Brandon Reardon out here on the Monster Jam track. Looks like he went for the cliffhanger. But still get your scores in at judgeszone.com because, you know, Chicago, just think about this for a second. It's not easy going from one side of this arena to the other. You know, mentally, you have to be prepared. Physically, you have to be prepared and demand it. And, you know, just make sure you're getting your scores locked in. Your scores are locked. Let's see what the score is.
And the score for Brandon Reardon is a 6.542. It is currently your score to beat. Coming up next, we have Nick Desmond. Nick Desmond is riding out of St. Augustine, Florida. 18 years of riding experience, 5th year pro, and he started with the MJ Arena Tour in 2022. Let's see what he's got.
Make sure you're getting your scores locked in for that man right there, Nick Desmond at judgeszone.com. Use that super glue to the action replay when it comes up on the big screen. A very nice job. Now, is it enough to be not just your new leader, but a very high score and stay in that top spot? Your scores are locked in.
Your score to beat is Brandon Reardon with a 6.542. And the score for Nick Desmond is... We have a new leader, 8.226 for Nick Desmond. But can he hold on to it for long? Let's find out, because up next we have Greg Duffy. Greg Duffy is riding out of Graysonville, Maryland. He's the only person to do a double front flip, and he used to race Pro Nationals and was the first to ever attempt a trick called the front flip knack-knack. Let's see what he pulls out of his sleeve tonight.
That was pretty awesome. Chicago, make sure you get your scores locked in. He took his whole body off the bike here inside the Allstate Arena. He's pumped up, man. He's up here on the body. He's pumped up right now. Is it going to be enough to be your new leader? Let's find out. Your scores are locked in.
And your score to beat is an 8.226 from Nick Desmond. And the score for Greg Duffy is... We have a new leader, 9.116. But we still have one more competitor remaining. It is TJ Tiffany. TJ Tiffany is riding out of Orlando, Florida. And he has a very familiar face, not just here at Monster Jam, but all around the world, because he is a professional stuntman and has appeared in Avengers Endgames, Bad Boys 3, and multiple Netflix series.
Pulling out the backflip and even taking the hand off the bike is TJ Tiffany. Make sure you get your scores locked in at judgeszone.com for that man right there, TJ Tiffany. Scores are locked in.
And now that your scores are in, the score to beat is Greg Duffy with a 9.116. And the score for TJ Tiffany is 9.264, which means your winner of the best trick competition is TJ Tiffany.
Undefeated this weekend so far here in the Allstate Arena. But gentlemen, you guys done yet? You guys want to come hang out with us a little bit more here tonight? How about Chicago? Do you want to see some more freestyle motocross here tonight? So here's what's going to be. This is called the Monster Jam Train. Now, you've seen our FMX superstars. They've come out here and done tricks one at a time. They're going to line up one right after the other. And they're going to perform a trick back to back to back. So Chicago, there's only one goal here. The louder you cheer, the bigger the tricks. So they're getting lined up. It's time to climb aboard, Chicago. Make some noise. That's called the whip train. Do you want to see some more? As my co-host says here at Monster Jam, you ask, you shall receive. You know, Chicago, this is just a lot of fun. Do you want to see them one more time? Here we go. Chicago, let's hear it for Brandon Reardon, Nick Desmond, Greg Duffy, and your best trick winner, TJ Tiffany, your freestyle motocross team. TJ Tiffany, your best trick winner. Man, I don't know, but this place is just electric in the Allstate Arena tonight. What'd you say, man?
Oh, absolutely. You guys are so loud, we can barely hear our bikes. Are you guys having fun or what?
3 out of 5 so far, man. I really feel like this clean sweep is going to happen here this weekend. We've been talking about all weekend.
I don't know. I made a mistake on that last one. Duffy asked me what I was going to do. I told him I was going to do a rock solid, and then he went and did one. So I was like, oh, gosh, let me figure out what else to do here. And you guys picked me. I came out on top. That's awesome.
You know, here at Monster Jam, you know, we're all about family, and then all these kids, you know, coming out to watch you guys, and they might want to be a freestyle motocross superstar one day. If you have any advice for these kids out here, man, what would it be?
I've been battling Duffy for 24 years now on dirt bikes. We grew up racing amateurs, raced professionally, everything, and practice makes perfect. And we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for our mom and dad driving us to the track every week, every weekend, all around the country for all these shows. And wear the right safety gear. Practice makes perfect. You fall down, get back up, try again, and your dreams will come true like us. And you'll be here one day.
Fans, make some noise. He's got 3 victories so far this week, and it's TJ Tiffany, your best trick winner.
Chicago, welcome back to Monster Jam. And we're kicking it off with one of our highest competitions yet, the Sky Wheelie competition, where we're going to need your help to determine who will win this competition by having those smartphones handy and heading over to judgeszone.com. Now remember the criteria that John mentioned earlier, because that is exactly what you're going to be looking for in each of our competitors during this competition. And remember, you'll only have 20 seconds to get those scores locked in. So Chicago, who's ready to get sky high with the Sky Wheelie competition?
Up first, it's John Zimmer, Uproar.
Sending his truck sky high is John Zimmer in Uproar. Chicago, I hope you have those smartphones handy because it's time to lock your scores in now at judgeszone.com.
Remember, there are no do-overs, there are no mulligans here in the Sky Wheelie competition. You only get one shot to impress the fans in the stands, each and every single one of you, the official judges. We know one thing. John Zimmer, with 24 years under his belt in a monster truck, he can throw down a Sky Wheelie. Let's see the scores. 6.232. That is your score to beat. Here comes Brandon Toluchka. Just get her done.
Time to get those scores locked in for Brandon Toluchka. Just get her done too. You guys have 20 seconds to get your scores locked in, so scan the QR code on the video board.
Brandon Toluchka mixing things up a little bit. He goes to the air and then lands on those front tires. A little bit of a combination there. Not quite what you would see in the two-wheel skills challenge. A little bit of a different wrinkle, but still adding a little bit of degree of difficulty during that attempt. Let's check out your scores from judgeszone.com. 5.960, not nearly enough. That's second place. Here comes Tony Oaks, Thunder Rores.
Showing you that T-Rexes can also fly, it's Tony Oaks and Thunder Roris. Chicago, it's time to get those scores locked in for Tony Oaks and Thunder Roris.
Tony Oaks exploding off the side of the pod, trying to come up and kiss the bottom of that scoreboard in the middle of the Allstate Arena. He just about did it. A nice ovation as well, but will that applause turn in to a top score? The wait is over. 6.232 is the score to beat. Your score for Thunder Roris is more than enough to be a new leader. 8.537. Tony Oaks now all alone in your top spot. Here comes John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity.
Locked your scores in now for John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity. Soon as you see that BKT tire, slide it up or down and use the code ROS.
I'm not exactly sure if that was a good strategy or if he didn't get everything that he wanted out of the attempt and then he just sat into that vertical position. Either way, that is the run because, again, you only get one shot here in the Sky Wheelie competition. We're about to see your scores from JudgesZone.com for Terminal Velocity. Let's see them. 5.920, fourth place for now. Up next, it's Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger.
Put your hands together for Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger. Scoring is now open at JudgesZone.com. You have 20 seconds to lock those scores in now.
Now I'm convinced that maybe that ramp has broken away a little bit because you can see, just like Terminal Velocity, Gravedigger does not get the air that he is looking for off of that single log. He gets hung up completely and he cannot save it. And that is something also we're not used to seeing from Tyler Menninga, usually so in control behind the wheel. Let's see your scores. Only a 5.962. That's enough for third place right now. But the unusual night for Tyler Meninga continues here in Chicago.
Now, this game is one of my favorite games because it can be a mix-up on how we play this game. And I have a young fan this time. So what is your name?
Zoe,
Zoe, how old are you?
10.
10. And I'm looking by the way that you're dressed and your wrist. I want to ask you, are you a Swiftie?
A little bit.
A little bit. Well, you know what? That little bit is going to go a long way for this game because you, my friend, are playing a game called Finish the Lyric. How it works is we're going to play a Taylor Swift song. Chicago, I know you're all going to know this one, so you're going to help her out. We're going to put the lyrics all the way up there on that video board. And then when you see that blank line, that means that you have to finish the lyric. Are you ready, Zoe?
Yeah.
All righty. Chicago, you ready? All right, DJ, drop that Taylor Swift song.
You belong with me. You belong with me.
All right, Zoe, good job. And for being so awesome, I'm giving you 2 prizes. I'm giving you a Gravedigger hat for you. And for your family, I'm giving you a $50 gift certificate to Texas Roadhouse. So you can go ahead and get some dinner on us. Like it?
Thank you.
You're so welcome. Stick around because we still got a lot more Sky Wheelies coming your way.
We want to make sure that everybody enjoys their next trip to Texas Roadhouse. So go ahead and scan that QR code that's up on the video board, and you will get a free appetizer during your next visit, courtesy of everybody here at Monster Jam and, of course, everybody over at Texas Roadhouse. Coming up next, Michaela Teluchka, Megalodon.
It's a shark out of water. It's Michaela Teluchka in Megalodon. Chicago, you know what to do. It's time to lock your scores in now at judgeszone.com.
When you start getting into this portion of the Sky Wheelie competition, you want to make sure you're checking out the Super Glue Glued to the Action replay, because now you've seen 5 going on 6 Sky Wheelies, and you really have to start splitting hairs when deciding which one you like best and which one you think is deserving enough to get 8 points towards the overall event championship. That being said, let's see what you thought of Megalodon. 5.764, that's not going to be enough to take over that top spot. Here comes MJ Solorio, El Toro Loco.
Remember, Chicago, you have 20 seconds to get those scores locked in.
That was a textbook, by definition, Sky Wheelie executed to perfection from the man on the screen. Look at the vertical position, look at the leap, Look at the landing, and he sets it back down. Little chaotic, little erratic in the leap, but he is able to stick the landing. Score to beat right now, 8.537. Your score for El Toro Loco is new leader, MJ Solorio. That has really upset the apple cart here in the Sky Wheelie competition. El Toro Loco now in the top spot. Here comes Jamie Sullivan, Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
Sending that puppy flying is Jamie Sullivan, Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Chicago, you guys have a tough job. This is a very tough competition. Lock your scores in now.
Well, not to be outdone. Jamie Sullivan almost saying to MJ Solorio, anything you can do, I can do. Maybe better. It's not up to me. It is up to all of you in the stands, and I hope that you lock those scores in because it is coming down to the wire. Two great Sky Wheelies to end the competition. It's either going to be El Toro Loco, your current leader, or it's going to be Monster Mutt Dalmatian. It's going to come down to the scores. The score to beat, like I said, does indeed belong to El Toro Loco. He is sitting with an 8.914. Your score for Dalmatian is... Here's your winner, Jamie Sullivan. What a reversal of fortunes for Jamie Sullivan. Earlier this afternoon, some breakage during this competition was probably the difference between her winning and losing the overall event championship. And she comes back with a vengeance. Your winner, Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
Talk about turns of events. It's like the battle between you, Tony, and MJ here tonight. You're getting closer to overall, Jamie. How you feeling right now?
Oh, I'm so pumped. You know, it's all because of you fans. When I hear you guys screaming up there, it gets me so motivated to go out here and do what I can. But yeah, that was such an awesome Sky Wheelie. Hopefully you guys liked it just as much as I did.
There's one more competition left, and it comes down to you, MJ, and Tony. Are you coming out as the overall event champion and your freestyle winner tonight?
You know, I'm definitely going to try. We're going to pull out all the tricks that this puppy has up its sleeve, and we're going to see what we can do. But you know what? MJ and Tony, they're both really great competitors. So whoever gets it, you know what? It's always a win. So hopefully we can pull it off, but we'll see what happens.
Fans, make some noise for Jamie Sullivan and Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
Let's turn our attention back up to the big screen and see where things stand headed into that final competition. It is tight. El Toro Loco, 21 points in the lead. Thunder Roris, not far behind at all with 20 points. Monster Mutt Dalmatian, off the strength of that win, now firmly in the conversation for that overall event championship. She's got 18 points. With just 8 points left, it is going to come down to the top three for the overall event championship. Everybody else, they're looking to just win freestyle, get some bragging rights, and who knows, depending on where they finish, they might play spoiler along the way. Speaking of freestyle, let's take a look at what you can expect in our final competition. First of all, drivers have 75 seconds to come out on the track and do whatever it is they want to impress you. But they must complete at least 15 seconds of that run. Otherwise, they will not receive a score at judgeszone.com. They will get a DNF, a did not finish, and that'll push them all the way to the bottom of the freestyle leaderboard. A moment ago, we showed you something special from Texas Roadhouse, and I know that QR code was only up there for a moment. We're going to put it back up on the big board now, because if you're in the mood for a hearty hand-cut steak and tasty made-from-scratch sides, you can head on down to Texas Roadhouse for that legendary food and that legendary service to boot. Download the Texas Roadhouse mobile app to join the wait list. You can do it from your seat right here, right now, and scan that QR code to get that free appetizer during your next visit, courtesy of us here at Monster Jam and all the folks over at Texas Roadhouse.
You know, we talked with Jamie Sullivan and Matsurmat Dalmatian just moments ago, but now I'm back behind the scenes because I set it out on the pod. It is between Jamie Sullivan, Tony Elks, and this guy right here, MJ Solorio and El Toro Loco. It is neck and neck. It is neck and neck. Because we're getting ready. We're getting our trucks fired up back here, getting ready for freestyle. But it is neck and neck, man. How you feeling, dude? You're one step closer to that championship here tonight.
You know, I'm feeling really good. I was super confident with that sky wheelie, but you know what? Hey, that's all right. I'll let Jamie take that win. I'm still up on top of the points right now, but you know what? I am coming out 6th for freestyle, and I need you guys to do me one favor here tonight, Chicago. When I come out, I need you guys to get as loud as you've been all night long. I need you guys to be on judgeszone.com. I'm coming from those 10s. A toda mi gente, ponse listos porque yo estoy listo. Pero Chicago, ¿ustedes están listos?
All right, Chicago, it is now time for you fans to get Monster Jam Freestyle started. So get out your phones, turn on your flashlights, and follow my lead, and stay on the beat. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Keep it going. We have reached the pinnacle of the evening. This is Monster Jam Freestyle! Chicago, you know what to do. Time to scan the QR code and lock your scores in now.
It is never an easy task to start off the freestyle competition, but that was the task given to Michaela Toluchka and Megalodon, and she comes out and does it in a big way, even losing some of the fins along the way. But you know what you got to do. It is getting to that time. We got to lock in those scores at judgeszone.com. Not a second to waste. At 20 seconds, it just disappears. Meanwhile, a nice ovation right there for Michaela Toluchka. Let's see your scores. 7.435, a great score to open things up, and of course, your score to beat. Here comes Brandon Toluchka. Just get her done. Ladies and gentlemen, that is some bad news right out of the gate for Just Get Her Done. Whatever was going on inside that Monster Jam truck, Brandon Toluchka, he felt it immediately. He will not receive a score because he did not fill at least 15 seconds, having some issues with the front drive line, and you cannot continue in that case. So, once again, like we mentioned in the open, he will not get a score at judgeszone.com. So he will not appear on that leaderboard at any point until the very end of the competition, where he finds himself in the bottom spot. A little bit of bad luck right there.
So I want to test all of your knowledge along with my new friend here as well. What is your name?
Hajar,
And how old are you?
7 years old.
7 years old. Okay, so I think that's a pretty good age to test your knowledge. Is this your first time at Monster Jam?
Yes.
Oh, let's see how smart and if you've been paying attention. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Monster Jam trivia. One of our drivers is going to ask you a trivia question, and I want you to tell me what the answer is. Sound good?
Okay.
All righty, Chicago, you're going to have to help her out, all right? And here is the trivia question from the driver of Gravedigger, Tyler Menninga.
Monster Jam fans, I'm Tyler Menninga, driver of the Gravedigger Monster Jam truck. It's time to play some Gravedigger trivia. What year did Gravedigger debut? Is it A, 1965, B, 1982, C, 1987, or D, 2015? If you know the answer, let me hear you.
Now, we're here in Rosemont, and it is kind of Gravedigger country, and everyone here knows the legacy behind Gravedigger and the 43 years that it has been out. I'm pretty sure you're good at math, but I want to ask Chicago first. Chicago, what is the answer? All righty, my friend. What is the answer?
B.
B. Let's see if you got it right.
That's right. Gravedigger's been crushing the competition since 1982.
Beautiful. B, 1982. And you get to take home an El Toro Loco plushie. And honestly, I think that might bring MJ some luck since he is so close to winning. Are you ready for some more action?
Yes.
You know what? I agree. Chicago, are you ready for more action? I am too, so stick around. in the gas and one in the grave is Tyler Menninga, Gravedigger. Chicago, scoring is now open. You have 20 seconds to get those scores locked in.
Look, to say that tonight has not gone the way that Tyler Menninga is used to would be an understatement, and that is a tribute to what his career has been in Monster Jam. I would say nobody's had a better year-and-a-half or 2-year run than the man out on the track right now, but that was a vintage Tyler Menninga freestyle, fitting of the reigning, defending Freestyle World Finals champion. Score to beat, 7.435. Your score for Gravedigger is... That is more than enough to get the job done, 9.397, new leader. You see here just the control, the technical awareness, the track awareness that Tyler Menninga has. Nothing held back. A great freestyle run. Coming up next, Jamie Sullivan and Monster Mutt Dalmatian.
Scoring is now open for Jamie Sullivan, Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Chicago, you have 20 seconds to get your scores locked in at judgeszone.com.
Flipping, twisting, turning, rolling. She couldn't quite save it, but look at the elevation. Look at the rotation. A very fitting ovation for Jamie Sullivan, leaving it all out on the track right there. Now we'll check out that score to beat, 9.397. Your score for Monster Mutt Dalmatian is... just enough for a new leader, 9.465. She'll take over first place. There you see Monster Mutt Dalmatian jumping into that top spot. That'll push Gravedigger down into second, Megalodon down into third.
All right, I want to test someone else's Monster Jam knowledge because it looks like he's been paying attention. So what is your name?
My name is Samuel.
And how old are you?
8.
8. Okay, so this is going to be very, very easy. And Chicago, I want you guys to help him out. So let's see what the trivia question is. And the person that's asking is actually that driver right there, Jamie Sullivan in Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Let's take a look at the video board.
Monster Jam fans, Jamie Monster Jam truck weigh? Is it A, 1,000 pounds, B, 5,000 pounds, C, 12,000 pounds, or D, 30,000 pounds? If you know the answer, let me hear it.
Well, my friend, it looks like all of Chicago is helping you out. Chicago, what is the answer? What is the answer, my friend?
C.
C, 12,000 pounds. Let's see if you were correct. My friend, you got it right, and this is for you. Good job.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. You ready for some more action?
Yeah.
You want to see these trucks destroyed?
Yeah.
I do too, so stick around because we still got a lot more freestyle coming your way.
Let's take another look at the BKT overall event standings. This is for the trophy. This is with all the competitions factored in, heading into the freestyle competition. El Toro Loco and Thunderoris are the top two. However, Monster Mutt Dalmatian, who just freestyled, now holds the freestyle lead. So she is very much in the conversation. She has thrown down the gauntlet. El Toro Loco and Thunderoris are still to come here in freestyle. So nothing is decided for the freestyle competition or the overall event championship here tonight. Coming up next, John Zimmer, Uproar.
Causing a ruckus out on the track, it's John Zimmer in Uproar. Chicago has time to score now, so head on over to judgeszone.com and get those scores locked in.
John Zimmer with over 24 years experience behind the wheel of a monster truck, putting all 24 of them to use here in the freestyle competition. Not a lot of wasted effort, and it even seemed like he was able to push through some truck issues that may have popped up early in the run, but that's what happens when you have that much experience. You know what you can do, you know what you can get away with. Even if the truck is not 100%, he puts together a very good run. Now it's time to see the scores. 6.103, that is not enough for your top spot. There's a lot riding on this next run from MJ Solorio and El Toro Loco. Ladies and gentlemen, I've just been told by the Monster Jam officials that he has a broken planetary, and you can see the emotion right there from MJ Solorio, and that will loom large because he did not do enough to get a score at judgeszone.com. That is such a bad break. Speaking of bad breaks, the planetary is in that tire. Can't tell from up here which one locked up, but it will not give power to the tire, and then that means the tire will not spin. You don't have control of that Monster Jam truck, so that is a bad way to end the night for El Toro Loco, but he left it all out on the track. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make some noise for the night that MJ Solorio had here tonight in Chicago.
You know, the team's going to have a lot of work to get ready for tomorrow afternoon's live event here in Chicago because we still have 2 more to go after this live event here tonight. You know, the team just get her done. You know, you saw them out here at MK Motorsports come out. Brandon Tolochka made one awesome hit and then just had the truck shut off on him and then had to come out to the back here. Well, what happened is they lost front drive. They lost front wheel drive. And right now they have the drive shaft completely ripped out of this Monster Jam truck, and they're trying to diagnose the issue and hopefully be back for tomorrow here inside the Allstate Arena for tomorrow afternoon. So if you want to see this truck come get some redemption tomorrow, come on back and see us tomorrow with Monster Jam.
So far, 6 trucks have competed, but only 4 have earned a score due to breakage. You see the 4 that have counted up on the big board. Monster Mutt Dalmatian so far the best of all of them. Gravedigger wasn't far off the pace in second place. Then it was Megalodon and Uproar. Of course, we got no score from El Toro Loco a few moments ago, and no score from Just Get Her Done 2. But we still have Terminal Velocity and Thunder Roris coming your way with that overall event championship still very, very much undecided. Coming up next, John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity.
the track for the final time tonight is John Zimmer Jr., Terminal Velocity. Chicago scoring is now open, so head on over to judgeszone.com and lock in those scores.
John Zimmer Jr. may not be in contention for the overall event championship here tonight, but he's already got one trophy that came earlier this afternoon. And regardless of where he's at in the standings, he's always going to put down an excellent freestyle. And this one, no different. But you know what you got to do, lock those scores in. Don't waste a second for Terminal Velocity. Nice ovation right there. Let's see your scores. 7.899. He'll take over third place with that one. Your final competitor is Tony Oaks, Thunder Roris.
Breaking out of Jurassic Park, it's Tony Oaks, Thunder Roris. Chicago for the final time tonight. We're going to need your help, so head on over to judgeszone.com and lock your scores in now.
We end the night with our second backflip attempt. Also unsuccessful, twisting, turning, a lot of air. But sometimes the unsuccessful backflip doesn't mean that it is lacking for that powerful punch, that wow factor. So, let's see your scores. First score to beat right now belongs to Monster Mutt Dalmatian, 9.465. The score for Thunder Roris is 8.808. That is not going to be enough, and that means your freestyle winner is Monster Mutt Dalmatian. But was it enough for the overall event championship? She started off in third place in the competition. Your overall event champion is... She made it all the way back, Monster Mutt Dalmatian. She wins two-wheel skills. She wins sky wheelies. She wins freestyle. She wins the overall event championship one more time for Jamie Sullivan.
How'd you guys like that? Was it awesome freestyle? Man, what a blast. It was so awesome to be out here, but you know what? This Monster Mutt Dalmatian truck, like I said, it was going to land here right in the dirt for you guys, and it's all thanks to you guys, and you spend all your hard-earned money to come out here and watch us, and we're so thankful for you all. But man, it's so awesome to come out here with the overall event win against Tony and MJ, all these great drivers. So I owe it all to them as well. But hey, did you guys have fun?
Congratulations. Of course, Karina goes out to Jamie Sullivan, the overall event champion, and she had to fight every moment because of that 2 points in the racing competition. She was in a virtual tie at the end with Tony Oaks and Thunder Roris. We'll put it on the board. You see it there. But, of course, the ultimate tiebreaker in Monster Jam is the better freestyle score. So the win in freestyle proved to be decisive for Jamie Sullivan.
And it's absolutely incredible to see because both Tony Oaks and Jamie Sullivan both attempted the Morgan & Morgan backflip and both were unsuccessful. But like you said, Jamie just had more style, more flair, and that puppy was definitely flying all night long.
And the crowd here in Chicago spoke. They get to pick the winner for 3 of the 4 competitions. They certainly did. And for all 3 of them, where it was up to you, you chose Monster Mutt Dalmatian. Congratulations once again to our overall event champion, Jamie Sullivan. For Karina Encarnacion and Matt Isbell, I'm John Sapanaro. We hope you had fun, and we'll see you at the next Monster Jam.